Procon 2023.
Kuwe, 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 kuwe. We tie away your life, Bukadensa. They push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. Go away a story, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. It's the people crying, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. Everybody vote for Baba. Hey, yeah. 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 Gone are the days when we don't want to fight. No food or eat, no shelter for us. Gone are the days when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market we me crying, making riders crying, Saber 7 crying, Keke riders crying, Ghana boys are crying, everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurses are crying, teachers are crying, Bukadensa. They push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. It's the people crying, Bukadensa. Radio station closing, Bukadensa. Rescue mission say yeah. Grima, grima, grima. Jose Jima Paka, Dale me we want. Jeremiah Boom, Dale me we want. Rescue mission, Liberia choice. Jose Jima Paka, Dale me we want. Jeremiah Boom, Dale me we want. Rescue mission, Liberia choice. Bukadensa. They push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. It's the people crying, Bukadensa. Where are the 3 missing boys? Justice for the murder all it us. We tired of real. Push killing us, Bukadensa. Corruption killing us, Bukadensa. You must go away a story, Bukadensa. We tired of real, Bukadensa. It's the people crying, Bukadensa. But for they killing us, Bukadensa. Radio station closing, Bukadensa.
Rescue Mother, what's up? Procon says, go to Rescue Mission 2023.
Bukadensa.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and all those watching us everywhere you are. We want to say thank you for joining us and welcome to today's edition of the Rescue Mission Canada live broadcast. And this is the second day that we are trying this platform. And we want to say thank you to everyone who has made it their duty to join us. The link is there. Please share this live broadcast so that we can reach out there to as many people as we can. And again, we want to say thank you. And I have today in studio my good friend and brother, Mr. Thomas Bumbe. Thomas, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Zlan, and thank you for having me on. It's a special our program, and it's my pleasure to be here. And of course, we're looking forward to having a very, very hefty discussion tonight. I can't wait to get it rolling. Thank you, Tommy.
Absolutely. We have a lot to discuss tonight concerning the fundraising that is coming up. Crunch Time 50 is coming up
Yes,
tomorrow, and we are
absolutely.
pumped. We are excited about it. We're going to raise funds to be able to secure our vote and protect our vote. So if you are watching us, and we beg you, share this live with as many people as you can, so that we can be able to have our message getting across to as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Um, Again, we will just take a quick musical break while we get things set up here. But yeah, share the live for us, please.
Monari beat that trouble.
Procon 2023. Kue, 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 kue. We tire way your life, Buka dancer. They push killing us, Buka dancer. Corruption killing us, Buka dancer. You must go away a story, Buka dancer. But for they killing us, Buka dancer. Listening people crying, Buka dancer. But for they killing us, Buka dancer. Everybody vote for Baba. Hey, yeah. 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 Gone are the days when we talk going to fight. No food or eat, no shelter for us. Gone are the days when you felt we were stupid. Where is the country? Where is your heart? The market women crying, Pippin riders crying, Saber Seven crying, Keke riders crying, Yana boys are crying, everybody crying, police people crying, army people crying, nurses are crying, teachers are crying, Buka dancer.
Okay. So yeah, we are here tonight to talk about our fundraising campaign, and to talk about Liberia, to talk about the leadership that we have on hand, to talk about the ones that are in waiting. We know, that we are going to have a president that is going to respect our constitution. We know we are going to have a president that is going to respect the rule of law, that is not going to partake in extrajudicial killing. We know that good leadership is on the way in the person of Mr. or His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, and those are the things that we want to talk about tonight. And we want to spread that message. We want to be able to raise funds to secure our votes, right? Okay, so we want to say again, thank you for joining us. Welcome to this broadcast, and share the message, share the live, and we see that people are joining on our YouTube platform. And so, just so you know, we are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. We are making frantic efforts to get other streaming platforms connected to our broadcast. And like we said, this is the second day that we are doing this, and it's still a test broadcast. So we're going to have a beautiful platform very soon. It's already beautiful. It's going to be better. And so we will keep the conversation tonight. Before we go into the meat of this conversation tonight, or this platform, we want to start with something very little yet, very small, but very important. When it comes to Canada, what actually, as a community, as a group of Liberians living in Canada, Mr. Boomer, I'd like to know from your perspective, how do you think people see Canada? Our American friends, our people in Liberia. I see there are a lot of times when they say somebody travel, the first thing they ask, oh, you are in the US. Oh, are you in America?
Yeah.
But when you say I'm in Canada, it's about that is in America, right? So what can you tell such person, Mr. Boomer?
Yeah. You know, this is a very, very interesting question, Tommy, as to how this country is perceived around the world. Well, not the general world, but at least uh, around us as Liberians and back home in Liberia, and as well as our common big brother that is the U.S. and even to very Liberians that are now in the U.S. how they see Canada to be. And it's very interesting to note that very little, if not nothing, very little is known about Canada. And for some reason, everything is about the US. The interesting thing is about Canada is that we use the same area code, phone, it is a country
Yeah.
code as US. So when I used to call from here, when we used to have direct calls before the internet, whenever you call, they say, oh, they'll be asking for the Canadian code. You give them the code and they think it's the US code, automatically assume it's the US. But then when
Yeah.
you say Canada, and then they feel like, okay, that's another country all by itself, without even knowing that it's a great country that exists,
Yeah.
that has a lot, for us. And the interesting thing is that the very Liberians that are in the US know very little or nothing about Canada, basically. Some of them will think that it's a sort of, oh, you're another third world country like South Africa or maybe developed country, in Europe that is far away,
And
So
they think it's just a small box that we all
small,
see.
yeah, a little country. So, but it's interesting to really educate our people, to really let them know that we live in a great nation that has, and this is something that even to the point of our leadership, the past leaders, they don't really take a lot of things from Canada, for granted. For the most part, they would think that if you try to emphasize the importance of getting involved with Canada, even in terms of diplomatic relationship, I mean, you can imagine how many times some of us, argue on the table with those leaders to make sure that they see reason to connect with us. So it's interesting to know that until we'll probably get only now, in some extent that some Liberians are having to distinguish between US and Canada or knowing the importance of Canada, you know, to that of the US. So it's very interesting to really
Yeah,
discuss.
it's an interesting divide when even it comes to the currency. People think we use US dollar.
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
this is the thing, right? Even on the fundraising or the last time, we
Yeah.
were all focusing on trying to distinguish between the Canadian context and the US, and of course the same way system in Liberia. So all the perception was, oh, use Zelle, oh, use the Cash App, and we're there to let them know that no, no, no. We are Canadian. We are different. We have a different, transfer system that work completely different from what you have. And
Yeah.
we have to create that option. We have to make that as simple as possible so that our people have access, to actually give, to make that convenience. But
Yeah.
it took us time, even to the leadership, for us to get to the point that look, Mr. Molu, who is in charge of all the funds that are coming for the JMB campaign, to
Yeah.
understand that yes, we need to have a Canadian system of transfer,
Yeah.
than that of the USL and JoeBucket.com. They all are great, but we need our own. And guess what? They accepted eventually. They saw the need. Yes, they gave us the go ahead. They approved our system and it's now approved. We have an account that they have access to. They can monitor all of the donations that come in and they will be channeled through the proper method. And that approval was given to us before we kick off this process a month and a half ago. So, yes, there's a need to really
Yeah.
educate our people. By
Yeah, you put it right, Mr. Boombe. That is why we have the email transfer system for money transferring between us here in Canada, because we don't use Cash App, we don't
no,
use Zelle, we don't use the payment platforms that US is using, because these are two separate countries. So when you are in Canada here, you need to contribute to the fundraising effort. You can use the email address that we have on our flyer. So, I mean, for those of you watching us, yeah, we want to say thank you for being there. We encourage you to share the show, and we will be giving you a phone number that you can call and take part in our broadcast. Let us know how we are doing. Like we said, this is the second day that we are on this platform. Let us know how the sound quality is. Give us a feedback on what we can improve on to make this platform a better one. And so we encourage you to please, please, please share it. Let us reach as many people as we can get. We appreciate it. I think it's the second day, and now I see our live viewers is going up, and we thank you for that. And so we're going to begin, with the fundraiser. I'm going to put up the flyer, and you're going to just briefly tell us what this fundraising is about, Mr. Bombe. And from there, we'll work our way around to see who are the special guests we will have on the fundraising tomorrow, where will the fundraising be held, and those things, we're going to start working our way with that. But to begin with, we're going to put out the flyer here briefly, and you can just let us know, or let our audience know, what is this fundraising about, and how it's going to impact our people back home, the rescue team.
Thank you. This is a very important question to actually emphasize on, and just to let you know, the fundraiser for tomorrow is going to be going towards the protecting the vote of the second round, and it's specifically to protect the vote. That is recruiting the pool washers and compensating and helping with their transportation. We know that a lot of people have agreed to volunteer their time to be a pool washers for this second round for Unity Party and GMB or GMB election for this runoff that coming up on the 14th of this month. So it's going specifically for protecting the vote. The Democratic is expensive, and it comes in so many ways. It's costly. Some will sacrifice their life, and some will sacrifice their resources. Some will sacrifice their time. So in this process, we are inviting everyone to be part. You know what? We don't expect you to take time off from here to drive to, let's say, to fly over to Liberia to be a pool washer. You know what? That would be unrealistic. But guess what? You can actually sponsor somebody that is willing to be at the pool washing on the 14th to protect the vote of Joseph Yuma Boakai. Yep. So you cannot fly. Don't take a ticket. Don't take a flight to go there. But what can you do? Go on your phone. Go on your bank account and send that $5, $10. Is going to take us a long way. We all know. We know what $5 can do in Liberia. If those guys and they're going to be to the polling station, spending the whole day, $5, meal can help them to go a long way. It'll take them for a couple of hours. So if you think that, I don't have means, I can't afford to do anything, this is not a tradition. This is not a usual election, just for your information, especially for Joseph Boakai. So that is the reason for this fundraiser, is to protect the vote.
Yeah, so we want to be able to protect this vote, and we cannot do it in the absence of money. Yeah, like we mentioned on the other broadcast we had last night.
Yes,
is the people against the central bank that we see in this election. The government has opened the vault in the central bank. They have the money out there. They are spreading it left, right, center. The people have to do something to counteract it, and that's why we are hosting this fundraising, so that we can be able to put our pool washers in strategic areas. In fact, to cover up the entire 15 counties, all precincts, all voting precincts, so that what happened in the first round, cannot happen again. If we have our eyes and our ears on in every area, we can be able to protect this vote, and nothing can change the will of the people. We cannot do that in the absence of money. That is why we are here to have this fundraising program. Crunch Time 50. The flyer is right on your screen here. Tell us, the date and time is written here, but can you elaborate on that a little more for maybe those who will be just listening to us and need to know where we are having this fundraising program tomorrow?
Thank you. Once again, is going to be live on Class Reloaded. As you can see, is one of the major platform in Liberia that a lot of people follows. And of course, it's also going to be carried on this platform. If you are watching tonight and you probably want to search tomorrow, it's going to be on YouTube and it's going to be live on Facebook. And of course, if you see the number on there, you can write that number down now. Tomorrow, give us a call. It's going to be live on Class Reloaded, like you saw on the screen. And it's a global fundraiser. And again, this is to protect the vote, and we're talking about you put it right. The grassroots versus the central or national bank, going against the national bank. It's not a joke, and our standard bearer made it clear that he is not going after any big funder, but the Liberian people. This is very unusual. Just to let everybody know, this is not a normal election. To think that, okay, you know what, let these big guys always be part of it. Let them continue, let them do the usual thing and just give their money at the end of the day, let them go ahead. That's not the case in this election. The central bank is there and the grassroots have decided that, you know what, we will make a change. With all the money that is flying around, guess what? We are doing our part. And all we need from everyone right now is to play your part. Do whatever you can. Be part of the movement. Be part of the change, of narrative, of the regular system, of the usual thing that everybody would do. You know what? The big funders, every time you see, a regular politician in Africa, go after them. They will give you money.
Yep.
JMB said this time around, no, my campaign is not about giving you money, but it's about you giving back towards the process. And that can be done in many, many ways. So tomorrow, it's one of the ways that we're doing this to what? Solicit your support, to get your support in whatever way that you can. Like I said earlier on, you may not have the means to be there, even though you're talking to your relatives to vote GMB number 1 on the 14th and to volunteer to be a poll watcher or observer and see one of those that are in every county or district, in Liberia right now. So tomorrow is another big day. The information is there. We're expecting phone calls, or just go ahead tonight and send your e-transfer. Just to let you know, as of last night, we got the e-transfer coming. People already sending their donation. It's coming. It doesn't require no password. Just go there, enter that email, and you can enter my name, or you enter Rescue One or Canada, Team Canada. Is all going to come through with no difficulties. So go ahead and use the information for the e-transfer. Send in every little donation counts. People are doing extremely well giving. Like I said earlier on, and you were talking about this country. This is the first time this is ever happening in this country, as like among Liberians. It's unbelievable to see that, and as a result, this is thing that we're going to be proud of in the future. So say, well, you know what? I was part of it. It doesn't matter how much I gave, my $5 I gave, we make a change. We send our voice out there. We send our resources. We send our hard-earned money towards the process to make sure that the national bank or the money that's being distributed don't carry our democracy away. So what we are doing is typically fighting for a good cause. So we are encouraging everyone, the little you can give will make a difference. Don't think that my $5 or $10 is not going to make a difference. It will make a big difference because the Standard Bearer called for that. It called for anyone that may have anything to give towards his campaign will be accepted. And he set up a system, the channel all over the world, to go through that means of giving so that it will get to the direct channel.
Okay. Thank you so much. I just got a message here from someone online that is watching us online. I think there's a typo with the heading that we put on the Facebook broadcast. So forgive
Okay.
us. It should be November 3rd and not the 23rd. So
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
so we'll take a look at that and make the necessary correction. But it is November 3rd. It's tomorrow. It's not on the 23rd. So please forgive us for that typo.
Yes, yes.
We will make sure to correct that. But let's carry on with the broadcast. Um, so when we look at the flyer, we have again the email transfer is right there. It's scrolling on your screen. You should be able to send your donation. People, like Mr. Boomer said, are sending their donations right now, and you
Yeah.
don't have to even wait for tomorrow. You can
No.
contribute to the fundraising right now. The email address, as you see it on your screen, once you put it in, it's a direct deposit. It will show up with the name Thomas Bumbe, and you once you see it, you know you are sending it to the right account. It's a dedicated account for this fundraising campaign for Rescue Mission Canada, and so you should be able to use that and send your donation. We will really appreciate it. And also, because this is also a test broadcast, we are encouraging you, we are asking, we're begging you to be able to call us on the number you see on your screen. Add your voice to the discussion here, contribute so that we know that the broadcast is going well. So yeah, please join us, share the live, and join us with your comments and concerns, and we will be able to address them. So, Mr. Bombe, we know that the fundraising tomorrow, we will have prominent people on the live broadcast tomorrow, or on the virtual fundraising. I'm going to bring back the flyer and walk us through who are those that we are expecting tomorrow. What are the big cheeses that we need to see tomorrow?
Well, the surprise guests, we have two surprise guests that we were not expecting. But like I said earlier on, that the Canadian momentum is building, and
Hmm.
everyone is interested to know about Canadian, and they want to hear from us tomorrow. So one of our main guests we having tomorrow as a surprise is JKK, Jeremiah Bankong.
Whoa!
Yes, he's joining us and is prepared to speak to us tomorrow. He's going to be joining
Yeah,
us, yes, on this fundraiser tomorrow. He's confirmed and is looking forward to speaking with us directly. And if anyone may want to call in and maybe you want to have a chat with him, ask him a question, you know,
yeah,
he is one of our guests appearing tomorrow. With all the up and down that you're going through, he said what tomorrow Canadian and the other diaspora having their fundraiser, I will appear on that. So tomorrow,
so you
he,
you said we should ask him a question. So I want to start with you, right?
yes, sure.
Uh when you talk about JKK, who is JKK as an incoming vice president? Who is he compared to the current vice president that we have? Is there a comparison? Is it like, oranges and apple, or is
Absolutely.
like pancana and apple?
Absolutely. I think it's I would say it's Pankana and Apple. I would take the last part. It's no comparison. I'll be very clear about that. Yes. It will be no comparison comparing JKK and the current vice president that we have, to
Yeah,
let you know. Just by knowing a few months, because I have not been the follower of JKK, but just by
hmm,
the time that the Standard Bearer made a decision to pick him as a running mate,
yeah,
the few months I've been following him and hearing him speaking, I will tell you that he's an inspirational speaker, and he have a story. He have an
yeah.
interesting story as to how he grew up.
So should
He's
we be
talented.
expecting him at least to tell us a brief story tomorrow of his personal life?
Yes, that's the interesting thing about him. He's not sure about where his life, how he came up, how he get to where he is, because there's a lot of speculation about how they get, if they are politicians. Of course, people will always blackmail them, see a lot of things,
Yeah,
negative things about them. But one thing
right.
about him, he's not shy about what his life was, how he grew up. At some point in time in his life, he was homeless. You
Yeah,
know, he said that, and that is something that he mentioned. He was homeless, in Buchanan for a couple of years, and the list go on. And from
Oh,
there,
wait, Mr. Bumbe.
oh
So
my goodness,
just to let our viewers know, we
yes,
have the chairman himself in the studio. So I wouldn't keep him in the back for a long time. So I'd like to pause you, Mr. Bumbe,
no
and
problem.
welcome
Yes,
Chairman John Fellow.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. I have been following your presentation, your expose, presenting the fundraiser, and I'm really impressed with the platform. I'm really impressed with uh, the presentations that you guys have been making. It's so exciting. I'm so glad. I don't know how to express my joy. I think we are blessed to have individuals who are proactive, very proficient, and efficient in what they do. The passion that you have shown, it brings me joy. So thank you very much, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate this.
You are very welcome, Chairman, and we thank you so for taking up your time to join this test broadcast. And we are building something that
Yes,
is
we are.
going to take Canada and put Canada on the map there. Because when we started with the discussion tonight, we talk about how Canada most of the time has been overlooked.
Yes,
But
yes,
we want to make sure that we have a seat at the table among the nations, right?
yes.
Among in our body politics, we want to make sure that Canada is heard, Canada is having a say. And what a better way to start with, putting up a platform um, that we can be able to showcase our Canadian talent, and our background. So I think we will be joined by the chairman again, and
yes,
maybe he has some technical difficulty.
please. Yeah,
Okay, I think
I
he's
understand.
back. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah, yeah. I'm back. Sorry, I mistakenly, that we on orientation now. We learning the process, so I mistakenly pressed something, and I
that
got out of the
that's
studio.
technology. I think the chairman pressed chakra.
I pressed Jack just now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
So yeah, so
specifically speaking
go ahead.
to that, the issue of Canada's being left out. It is true. I had a meeting, one of our meetings with the Standard Bearer, um, uh, Ambassador Joseph Boakai. I mentioned the issue of Canada. In fact, before I met with Joseph Boakai, I met with Ami Modad. I had a meeting with Ami Modad. We talked about the issue of Canada. Uh, I met with Honorable Ben Fofana. We talked about the issue of Canada. As a matter of fact, I mentioned to him that after the elections, we will be planning a recognition banquet in Canada, and I told him that he will be invited. He will receive a letter. He and his family can fly over to Canada, and we will be recognizing people for their efforts. I also spoke to Ambassador Joseph Boakai about this, and they all, by this time, have Canada on their agenda. So I'm sure after the elections, when the government settles down, the issue of Canada is going to come back up on the table, and we're going to have some form of mutual relations between the Canadian citizens, Liberians in Canada, some kind of consulate function, some kind of expatriate function, something that creates a conduit through which we can share talent, we can share resources, and through that too, investment can come to Liberia, and we see how we can develop our country, help our citizens that are living in Canada. So that issue is already in the ears of the VIPs.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for making, the effort and making all the connection. That is why you are our chairman. That is why we believe in you,
yes,
and we know you will always, go out there and fight for us. And so we want to be very, very grateful to you for all the effort, chairman.
For sure, for sure. Thank you very much. And I have made a vow that is a no turning back for me. I uh, I want to be the best chairman that I can be in my own weak way. I'm not a superman, but I know that with people like you know, we can take the chapter to the next level. This thing has never happened before in a UP USA Canada chapter. In fact, Unity Party has never had any constitutionalized chapter anywhere in the world. This is the first of its kind for Unity Party to have a diaspora chapter that is established by constitution and supported by the national party back in Liberia. So we have the privilege to also represent the party in the diaspora as the public relations councils. So whatever we are doing it legitimately. And I want to encourage you and thank you for the 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 talent you are pouring out. It is very impressive. And we're not going to be depending on other platforms to do what we want to do. We can do it ourselves. So thank you again. Without you, I am not a chairman at all. So I appreciate you guys.
No. Wow, wow.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Before you go, I know
That, that is,
you just came from the back all of the sudden. We didn't introduce you, we didn't mention anything about you that you were showing us a surprise visit. But it's also an honor to have you on this platform. But quickly, Mr. Chair, tell us about the plan. I'm here for tomorrow. Like I said, tonight is just a form of awareness, just a form of information to our viewers around the world, including USA, Europe, and of course, Australia and Liberia. So
Right.
tell us about the momentum that's building up from the US chapters. Canada, we are fired up. I can tell you for a fact. And
Yeah.
you being the national chair for USA and Canada, tell us about what is happening. What are the momentum? I know day and night you are in meetings, so let's hear
Right.
from the US chapters. You can speak for that.
All right. Thank you. The USA and Canada chapter is experiencing a new level, and this fundraiser is very key, very important to the success of the second round, because
Yeah.
we know that the incumbent government
Hmm.
has has access to unlimited funding for their elections.
Yeah.
Um, CDC has gone way beyond constitutional limits. Our constitution says that you cannot spend more than $3 million in the national elections.
mhm.
CDC has come up with a budget of 50 million. That is 47 million beyond, above constitutional limits. And they are using administrative resource abuse. I mean, they are using administrative resources. That is an abuse of the administrative resources that taxpayer money have paid for. They are using it to run campaigns. They are buying vote, which is also a violation of the Constitution. Uh, Influencing people to sell their voter cards.
Yeah.
Uh, all those things are crimes. They are capital crimes punishable by law. Um, but as an opposition party, we have been put in a position where even our members who are in government
Hmm.
have lost their salary, a portion of their salary to this incumbent
Wow.
government. When they did the harmonization, salary harmonization, they cut people's pay. And then the little one that's left, they are not even paying on time. I think this is a strategy that the incumbent government has deployed to ensure that nobody has money to run any campaign against them.
Yeah.
They have intentionally crippled the society, make them paralyzed financially so that they will influence people's
Hmm.
decisions during this time because they
Wow.
wanted to win the elections. So we understand their strategy. This is why Unity Party, we have been struggling. Even other candidates that have been in a race that were not seditions, opposition, everybody struggled to run their own campaign. Representative candidates, senatorial candidates could not afford to run campaign. It is because of love for country. People have resolved to make change because they have seen the kind of recklessness, the ravaging of the resources and the country by CDC. people do not want to spend another 6 years of their lives going through this kind of hardship and this kind of torment. So
Mm.
they are resolved to make change. And that is why you see people are making sentimental votes. We don't have money. We have not been able to buy vote from anyone. We
No.
did not influence any decision infusing money into communities like CDC is doing. We are ethical, we are professional, we want it to be clean. So we among ourselves, we have to come together to raise money because of the level of influence CDC is carrying out in the communities. We have to counter that, and we can only do it by uh, um, reaching out to citizens who are patriotic, who are passionate about change, who want to see Liberia in a better place. They are digging in their pockets, coming out with money, making contributions to the party. That's how we're able to run elections, campaigns in the first round. Now, in
Yeah.
the second round, to counter it, we have to come back to our people and ask them to make more contributions. We have to reach out. As you know, there was no road. The road conditions bad. You got
Yeah.
mud all over the place. Other areas that have significant number of voters, they are inaccessible. So we need to get motorcycles to reach to the hard to reach areas. We have to buy gas. We have to pay for those motorcyclists. We have to feed them. And we have to make sure that people have eyes on the polls because we know that CDC manipulated the polls a lot. I was in Magibi County. I went to Magibi, Bong, and Nimba. We did poll watching in Magibi County. I was an election monitor and watching the polls and helping the supervisor provide supervision for the poll watchers. The poll watchers were not paid significantly because the party did not have money. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure that poll watchers are in every precinct, every polling place, keeping their eyes on the polls so that CDC will not mess with the votes. And this is why this fundraiser is so very critical. It is very important. Any Liberian who want to see change in Liberia, who want to make sure that the election is free and fair and is clean without manipulation, let's bring our money to the table. This fundraiser is a game changer. It's going to help provide the necessary resources on the ground for people to watch the polls and make sure that we can come out victorious. So that's why it's important. And we encourage everyone to be a part of it.
Thank you, Chairman Fellow. I think one of the key points you made over there is that we want to make sure that we have pool washers in every precinct in Liberia. And I believe, it cannot be possible if we don't have money. And
Mhm.
like you said, we did not adequately give or compensate because we're not paying those pool washers. We were not able to adequately compensate them because of lack of fund in the first round. And so I want you to maybe within the next 30 seconds to a minute, appeal to our people, especially in Canada here and then the US, to be able to join us tomorrow for the fundraiser, to even start now as they hear us online.
Right. Okay. Social change is a process, and change is not cheap. Um, Around the world, we see how others try to make change. Just recently in Mali, we saw what happened there. In Niger, we saw an overthrow of government. In other countries, people will fight civil war. Like us, we experienced civil war in
Yeah.
Liberia for 14 years because we wanted change. The mentality that we thought we could apply, share blood, bring about the change we want. Others will spend their blood, and others will spend money. Others will, go to the extreme to make change. We today are asking Liberians the change we want to see is a change to develop our country. It's a change of peace, a change of tranquility, a change that will provide opportunity for young men and women to be empowered to exercise their potential. The government that we have today is not the government that will help anybody who is not willing to lay down and play and dance to their music. So we are appealing to um, Liberians in the diaspora, Liberians even back home in Liberia, to make their sacrificial contribution to this fundraiser because it is very important. Imagine a girl or a boy that was 6 years old in 2017 when George Weah came to power. After 6 years, it's what, 12 years old.
12
Yeah.
years old now.
Somebody who was 10 years old in 2017 after 6 years is 16 years old. Now,
Yep.
these kids are growing up into maturity without any education, without any promise of the future, no opportunity whatsoever. And if George Weah goes back for another 6 years, that 16-year-old will become
Yeah.
22.
Mhm.
22-year-old young adult without education, without opportunity of employment, and nothing, no experience, no recreation, no social development, nothing, no opportunity. How can we allow a significant portion of our population grow up without any opportunity, without education, without health, and then the old people who have preconditions, we can't even take care of them. They are dying indiscriminately. And then, in addition to that, you have people who are lawless,
Mm.
breaking the law, committing traditional, rituals, killing people and assassinating people who wants to see the right thing done. You
Yep.
know, we can't continue to live in such a savagery. We can't continue to live in such a notorious society where nobody investigates crime. Armed robbers will go in your house and nothing will happen. They will hurt you, kill you. Nothing happens. Somebody will meet you in the street, attack you, take your phone, beat you up, cut you with cutlass or knife. Nothing happens. The government does not investigate anything. We cannot continue to have such a society. So making this change is important. We are appealing to every Liberian to support Joseph Human Boaka bid for the presidency because Boaka is the only one with the character and the moral rectitude to correct the kind of evil that we see in that country. Corruption is at the rampage. It's indiscriminate. Nobody investigates anything. If you are appointed to a government position, whether you go to work on time or you don't go to work at all, at the end
Hmm.
of the day, they are taking their pay, and the bulk of the people are
They don't
suffering.
care.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about correcting anything. And so that's why this change is important
Yeah.
because we can continue to have Liberia like that. The roads are bad. When it rains, the water crosses the road, it floods.
Yeah.
People that are living in lowland areas, they get flooded. Their mattresses are floating on the water. They are homeless for that period of time that it's going to be raining. We can't have that. These government officials are building mansions for themselves, forsaking the rest of the people. Joseph Boaka is the one with the clean hands. He's not an angel. He did not fall from heaven. He was born
Mhm.
of a woman and grew up in the society just like anyone else. But this man has guarded his character not to be involved in any kind of criminal activities. He has been in government for many years and he has the experience. He knows where Liberia is coming from, and he knows where he wants to take it. He has had an eye in the executive. He has been vice president for 12 years. People say, what did he achieve? What can a vice president achieve? Talbot was vice president for 19 years.
Yeah.
He did not overshadow Totman. He would have lost his job or lost his life.
Yep.
We know in our African, political system, even in the West, you don't overshadow the president. As a
Mm.
vice president, you are appointed as an assistant to help and you are given responsibilities to carry out. So you only do what the president assigns. You can't overshadow. So, but the fact that he was vice president for 12 years He saw all the mistakes of the president that he wants to correct. And most of the successes of the president are attributed to him, but you will not hear his name. They will have to praise the president before they come to the vice president. So
Exactly.
uh, I think Joseph Yeman Boyka, assisted with Honorable Jeremiah Cohn, will take this country out of the dungeon, will put it on a pedestal, and Liberia will become a thriving nation again. We are too rich to be too poor.
Mm-hmm.
Liberia at one point produced the purest iron ore in the world. From 1952 to the early 70s, Liberia had the third largest economy on the continent of Africa. At a point in time in our history, we had the largest rubber plantation in the world. We produced rubber for all the manufacturing, car manufacturing, tire manufacturing companies in the US and in other countries in Africa. If you go if you go in space, you will see Liberian rubber on NASA vehicles. On the moon, we produce the purest iron ore. You got Lamco exploiting iron ore in Nimba. What's
Mm-hmm.
gone back to Nimba? You got bone mines,
Yeah.
operated that mountain for 36 years. That's where I grew up. What went back to the community? You know, we are too rich to be
Yeah.
too poor. Right now, as I speak to you, we have $15 million coming out of Cape Mount weekly, per week. $15 million worth of gold.
Can
Beer
imagine.
Mountain is extracting from that country. One county out of 15 is producing $15 million per week.
And how poor is Cape Mount
Yeah.
right now?
See how poor is Cape Mount. Even from the main road going to TNE to go to Rabosport, the road that goes to the capital city is not even paved. And the county is that rich to produce $15 million a week. Think about the 15 other counties. Wologisi Mountain in Lofa on top. The Jida Mountain in the southeastern range, Grand Jida area on top, have not been
Interesting.
touched. And we still got some iron ore in Bomi. We still got iron ore in Bong Mines. We still got iron ore in Lamco. What are we doing with all this wealth? You got gold in Bokon Jide that is 3 times the amount of gold in Cape Mount. So if $15 million can come out of Cape Mount a week, how much you think can come out of Bokon Jide in Sando County? So Liberia is too rich to be this poor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fellow. Liberia is too rich to be too poor, and the situation needs to change. And how can we change it if we cannot support the rescue mission? The rescue mission is the only mission now that can change the course of action, and we have to support it with everything we have. Mr. Bumbe, I'm going to come to you whilst we give Mr. Fellow just a few moments to catch his breath. But I want you to talk about the lineup for tomorrow. I think you started before we our chairman joining us. You spoke about the guests we will have tomorrow on the show. We know that the top surprising guest tomorrow will be JKK. You spoke about him.
Yes.
Who are the others that will be joining tomorrow?
Well, the others will follow by the Honorable Darius Dillon. He also commit to showing, of course, he has been very vocal when it comes to the oppositions of this current government in terms of criticizing, in terms of bringing up issues that have been a problem in our government, in this government. And followed by Magdala Kopo, another vocal lady. You know, if you have not had a meeting, if you have not had a one-on-one interaction with this lady, come on tomorrow just to listen to her. If you have a girl child coming up, you know, make sure you come around tomorrow and listen to Magdala Kopo. For a few times that I interacted with this lady, you can tell that she have the passion and she speaks volumes. So she'll be on tomorrow as well. You know, followed by our dynamic chair, Mr. John Fellow, who is on there as well. It's going to be appearing tomorrow. He will be part of the panelists to come on. And then, of course, our, top top promoter, as well as Honorable Eugene Fagon. We all know how passionate it is, and these are people that were let go by this government because they've been critical of the government, because they're bringing issues up. Those are clear indication that if you are there to come up with things, to bring up things that will bring the development of this country, you will not be accepted in this government. So Eugene Fagon said, you know what, the rescue team and the rescue mission is the best mission that will take our country forward. Tomorrow he'll be speaking to us. You'll be hearing from him, as well as Chairman Keita, as well, who is the deputy vice chair to John Fellow for UP USA Canada. Will also be joining us. Hopefully, he can make it because he have some basic schedule and things that he may be looking after. But he's also on the list for tomorrow. And of course, the most surprising guest for tomorrow is our artist that produced a song, Buka Dancer. If you ever listen to the campaign song, I can't
Just
ever stop listening to. I
Oh,
can't ever.
so you know what? Let me
Yeah,
just play a snippet of that song.
yeah.
Monari beat that trouble. Procon 2023. Kuwe, 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 kuwe. We tire with your life, Bukadensa.
Yeah,
Oh man,
we
I
are
told
actually
you that.
tired with all the lies.
No.
We tired with the suffering.
So
We tired with the hardship. We
I
tired with
think
the extra
this guy is
disadvantage.
creative.
We tired with disappearing of young people. We
you
tired
know,
with the Buka dancing. We want president. We want Buka dancer.
yeah, I tell you.
to me, those are first-hand stories. These are people that are going through, not those that are reading it on paper or hearing about it on the news. So when they are speaking, when they are singing, they sing what they feel, they sing what they hear, and they are singing what they are seeing. So this guy will be on tomorrow. You
Wonderful.
he'll be one of our guests to also entertain us tomorrow while we are carefully giving towards the mission of protecting the votes of our people in Liberia. So those are the lineup for tomorrow.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Chairman Fellow, you got anything to add to that?
Well, yeah. Well, I think Mr. Bompe gave the entire lineup, and these people are people who are very much enthusiastic about changing the country, and they are
Mhm.
a key, proponent of the campaign, the rescue mission. The rescue mission has some very strong missionaries.
Mhm.
And besides those guys, we have other people who might be showing up to just pass through and say hello and maybe make one or two contributions. So, Mr. Bomber, thank you for that lineup. We are looking forward to see these people. In fact, I have a meeting with Madela Cooper in the morning. I'm supposed to call her so we can do some little chit chat before our show. So hopefully we will have. We want Yombly to come up, but Yombly is in the booth right now. She's way deep in Bassa,
Wow,
doing the thing.
We need her there.
So
that's
yeah.
good. Yeah.
So we are grateful that we can have this platform for us to come together and encourage Liberian people to give money so that the rescue mission will be successful.
And yeah, Chairman Fellow, thank you so much. And you said it right. We are calling on our Liberian. We are calling on Canadian, to be able to make the phone to bust tomorrow. Join us with everything that you can throw at this rescue mission because we need money to be able to do those things that we have to do. So call tomorrow, send your donations. Even if you cannot call to if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. Just please send your donation to the email address that you see on the flyer and that you see on our screen. And your fund is going to make a huge difference in our society. Our country need it right now. Our people need it, and we can be able to do the best that we can for our nation. Like we said, it is a test broadcast, and we have a few more minutes to be here. So if you are watching us and you want to, chime into the discussion tonight, the phone numbers are on the screen. Please use it, call us, and contribute to this discussion. It's 780 904 1323 You can be able to partake in tonight's discussion. We have a little over 5 minutes more to be here. So, Chairman Fellow, we will
Yes,
start with you whilst we anticipate callers to call in. You can, let us know what you expect of our people tomorrow, especially our Liberians, to be able to support this process.
I expect Liberians to turn out in their numbers and with their meager resources make contributions to the show. We have mediums of contribution. We have the e-file for Canada. We have the Cash App for USA. We have the SendWave for those who are sending to our SendWave account, the mobile money, UPUSA 1. Then the Cash App is the UPUSA 1. And the SendWave is the mobile money 889837. And we have the e-file as you just mentioned. And we have a Zelle also. The number is on the flyer. We'll be reading these numbers to you frequently as the show goes on from time to time. And we also have the Australia pay system. So that's the Australia Pay ID, and our recipient is Lawo Kiziku. And we have Liberia Sendwave 889837. We have the Zelle 609-727-1428, and the Cash App $ UPUSA CA1. So, and the Canadian e-transfer Thomas Bomber is 780-904-1323 as our host just mentioned. So, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to you making your contributions, and let's keep this line going. Let the rescue mission reaches the station, and let take the country over and run our country the way it should be run. So we look forward
So, I
to
mean,
everyone coming up from Australia, from Asia. I was in touch with the Asia chapter today. Romeo Tobo, he's the chapter chair for Asia for the Philippines. He lives in the Philippines.
wow.
He is also establishing chapters in Japan and Korea, South Korea. So hopefully they will be on. We will share these links with them so that they will be on the show. If they are not able to come to be active while the show is going on because of time difference, I'm sure after the show they will watch it and make
Yeah,
contributions to those
yeah.
transfers we mentioned. Yeah.
Sorry, I have a caller on the line, Mr. Fellow.
Okay.
So,
Good.
Tommy, I have someone on the line. Caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling from. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Henry Silva Jr. I am actually youth the youth vice chair for UPS Canada and the US
So,
for Jose Yumaboka. I just wanted to really say I am absolutely proud of what you are doing here in Canada. I think we've advocated and we've spoken loudly about these issues with it, that is that Canada or Liberians Canadians should be recognized into the political landscape in Liberia, and that has been overlooked for years. So uh, uh, I just wanted to express my appreciation to Mr. Fellow, taking this to our incoming president, and that's Joseph Yuma Boakai. It is going to be a privilege for us having a bilateral and you know international relation between Canada and the and Liberia. I think it's going to serve well. I think you talked about that.
Thank you.
That you know, it will bring businesses in Liberia, and I think that is really going to help. We want to do the same, but because we are not recognized, it seems quite hard. And one of the things that I've been advocating, and I will say it again, and that is to have an embassy represented, Canadian, Liberian embassy represented in Canada. It opens a door for businesses. And those are some of the things that Joey lacks. And so I think this new government coming in place will, foster that. And we are young folks as well. We want to come home. We want to give our, 2 cents into what is happening in Liberia. But we have to be given the room to do so. So thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Soroba. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you for the call. Thank you for calling in.
Sure.
Yeah, Mr. Soroba, I want to thank you so much. And like you said, Joey lack the ability to open new embassy. He's closing down the ones we have in the US. So we don't expect him to even open a new one. So yes,
Exactly.
good point there.
Yeah.
So we have Reverend Keddy who just joined us. Want to say welcome to you, Reverend Keddy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Are you hearing me?
Yes,
Yes. You are
we
clear.
can hear you.
We are.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you all guys for the initiative. Wow. This is the beginning of transformation for the first time in our country, in Canada. We have a platform at least to come and share our ideas. This is great. And thank you. Thank you, Thomas, Tommy. You guys are great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We're doing this with all of you guys' support, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay. So Revi, you come with a religious sense to this particular campaign. What do you have to say to our people tomorrow to be able to join the program, from all walks of life in order to raise fund and change our country? We have a few more minutes, but we'll give you the opportunity to at least appeal to our people.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you and thanks to our people. Before I come in to talk about the fundraising tomorrow, I just want to say the uniqueness of this rescue team, like the Unity Party. And like I have told many folks that if anybody think that this is the Unity Party that ran the affair of our nation in the past 12 years, you must be joking. If anybody say this is about Unity Party and CDC, you have to think it over. Because this rescue team is made of Liberians from diverse background. For example, I chair the rescue team in Ontario. I'm not a Unity Party member. I'm just an ordinary Liberian who believe in JNB and who believe in the transformation of Liberia. And what we are doing tomorrow and what we have been doing is the beginning of transformation, political transformation in our country, where the people themselves will not only select their leader, but sponsor, campaign, raise funding to elect their leader, to lead them for themselves and not for those leaders. And so every $1 that anyone is giving tomorrow is just not about protecting the vote of Liberia or Liberian, but is every single dollar, every single cent we give tomorrow is saying no to bad governance in Liberia. We are saying no to corruption. We are saying no to judicial killing, injustices. And this is an opportunity for every one of us, especially those of us that are in the diaspora, that we may not have the opportunity to go to the pool and cast our vote of no against George Weah. Our dollar, our $2, our 25 cents, $1,000, whatsoever we had, when we share it, when we give it to protect of the vote of those that are on the ground, is we are saying no to what is going on in Liberia. And before I close, because I know we have a lot of things to discuss about the fundraising, there is no fence for anybody to sit on in this runoff. The fence is so sharp that nobody can sit on that fence. You got to be on a side. You can either say, well, I don't want to show my support, but every single individual in Liberia, every single Liberian has a side in this runoff. And you either choose, yes, I want injustice, and I'm happy about what is going on in our country now, so I am on the side of the ruling party or of George Weah. I want our children to die without justice, without investigation. I want school that there will be no class, no fitting class that is equipped with chairs. We want a country that no employment, or we want transformation. There is only two ways in this. So we'll be calling on our people tomorrow to decide. Whatsoever you are, this is the last time that we need to make every sacrifice. Let history.
Thank you, Reverend. We'll come back to you in a second.
Yeah.
I just want us to pick a call. There's someone on the line. Let us pick that call quickly, and then we'll come back to you.
Thank you. Caller, please go ahead and call your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, my name is Jalaquina Connor. I'm calling from Toronto, Canada.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. Your thoughts for tonight.
I just wanted to say a big thank you. A big thank you to the very innovative and creative, the most resilient group of people I've worked with. I've been very humbled to work with. I'm just in awe at how many times we, go back to the drawing board, how many times we do damage control. To be here today on this platform, our very, very own platform. I just want to say thank you, Tommy. You're such a natural up there. It's like you and Oprah been having some secret meetings that we don't know about. And I just want to say thank you for coming. I know we've been trying to, do all the different creative ways of, rescuing our country. And every time that we get pushed down or we hit a hurdle, we only, it's like an eagle. Yeah. When it gets the most stormier it is, we spread our wings, and we are spreading these wings for Liberia. We are continue fighting to the very last. We're not going to give up. We are determined to say to George Weah and his inept leadership, we're going to harmonize their leadership. It ends right now. We're going to say no to all the judicial killings. We're going to say no to all unemployment. We're going to say no to the lack of education, no health system. There isn't even a system.
Yeah.
Even saying, the lack of health system, it is non-existent, period. For 6 years, all he's done is, build mansions that he never could have built for himself, even when he had millions as the war best. It's so ironic how he is the war best and is the world worst president. So that's what's on my mind. I know we have the fundraising to talk about and to advertise, but I have to get this off my mind. So our people know when the importance of coming together collectively to support this cause. So I just want to say thank you, and tomorrow we are going to blow this out of the waters.
Thank you, Jarakuna. Thank you. Thank you, Jarakuna. Thank you for calling, and thank you for your support. Thank you for the encouragement, and you are highly, highly welcome.
Yeah, you are welcome, Ende Jarakuna. That's why we call you the Iron Lady, because when you speak with power and you speak, with zeal. So we want to say thank you for joining this platform tonight. So let's wrap up with this one. Whilst we are also talking about fundraising, while we're working hard behind the scene to raise funds, I also want to use this time. Maybe we'll go around the room, just do 30 seconds each. But I want you to speak to our people in Liberia. Like Reverend Kelly was saying, if people are happy with the life that they have been through or they are going through in the last 6 years, maybe they can keep Joshua. But if your life has taken a downturn in this last 6 years, not by your own action, not by your fault, but because our government has let you down, it's time for you to prove to them. So I'll start with Chairman Fellow. Can you speak to our people who are still maybe undecided, who are on the fence, who maybe because of political alliance, they want to follow their leader who wants, or other group of people who want to go the other way? Speak to them, bring them on board so we can rescue this nation.
Thank you very much, Tommy. This goes out to our brothers and sisters who are still undecided. I'll tell you one thing. Some people say, I don't want to be involved. I don't want to be a part of that thing, or that the people's thing. Whoever, I got a friend who is in Liberia working, and he will always tell me when I talk to him about getting involved in making this change. He would tell me, say, look, my man, all these people are the same. I don't even like Liberian politics because it's too ruthless, it's too uncivil. I don't want to be involved in it, and because as soon as you get involved in it, it kind of uh, uh, temples with your character, your morals, your emotions. You become contaminated in a way. And I told him, I said, well, I understand, but I believe many other people who are thinking like you are the reason why, who are thinking like you and don't want to be involved, are the reason why the people who want to squander the nation have the chance to do it. Because good people, many good people, are saying that I don't want to be a part of the people's thing. That's why these bad things continue to happen. So all of us have to be involved, because if these bad people come in power, they make decisions that affect your life, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
They make decisions that affect your children, your spouses, your parents, your friends, your brothers and sisters. They make decisions that make you ashamed to even identify as a Liberian. So it is important that all of us get involved. They say there is no demilitarized zone between God and the devil. You are either on God's side or you're on the devil's side. You can't be in between. Same thing with politics. If you are neutral, you are in between, you are just giving chance to those who want to who will force their way in power, seize power, lie their way into power, and make bad decisions, that will affect the country. So I encourage everyone to be a part. If you don't go, send those that go. If you don't want to be seen in the front, then stay in the back and support those who want to be in the front. That way, all of us can contribute to the change. So, one way or the other, there is no demilitarized zone. You have to take a side. You have to be involved. If you don't want to be seen, send your cash. Pay your money. The $50, the $100, the $75, the $25. Some way, somehow, you have contributed to this very change that we want to see. It is very important that we be a part of it. So I will encourage everyone. There is no demilitarized zone. There is no neutral ground. Your silence is enabling the bad people to continue to ravage the country. Your participation will enable the good people to continue to fight and make the change. So one way or the other, you must be involved. So I want to encourage you, continue to pray for the country and give your resources so that we can help bring this change to reality. Joseph Yuman Boaka and Jeremiah Kong are the people we have entrusted, who we believe will make this promise and bring it to reality. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman Fellow. Reverend Keddy, same question, but this time around, the little twist there are people who continue to say, well, if I vote for these people, they will come on, they will be the same old people. Why waste my vote? If I vote for George Weah, he will still be the same person. Why waste my vote? What do you have to say to such person?
What I would say, let's take ownership of the change we want. Let us take ownership of the transformation we want. Like like what Chairman John said, if you can go, send somebody. In the past in Liberia, people buy their way into leadership. They use their own money, they go into leadership, and they say, well, I use my money. So I would say to every one of us Liberians, this time around, let us invest in the change we want. Let us take ownership of the people we want to elect by giving out $1, $2, whatsoever we can give. If we take ownership and we invest into the election of electing our leaders, we have words. The saying, where your money goes, where your investment is, there where your mouth goes. So if we spend our money to elect you, we have the power of the people to remove you if you refuse to perform based on our expectation. So I'm calling on every Liberian in the diaspora in Liberia. There is a huge opportunity for us to take ownership of the change we want in Liberia. By JNB is not, and he has said it over and over, he is not sponsoring this election. We are as Liberians. And that alone is a guarantee that if we are sponsoring with our data, with our sweat, with our feet, the election of our leaders, we have seen into it. We can rise up and say, look, you know why? We put you there and we don't want you anymore. You have to get out. And even our leaders will be conscientized to say, well, I didn't come here by myself. I didn't come here because I paid my way through. Many leaders in Liberia, majority of them in leadership, do what they are doing because they pay their way into leadership. So let us deny people paying their way into leadership. Let us invest in putting them into leadership. And we will have the willpower to direct the course of their leadership towards the people of Liberia. And I would tell anybody, this is yes or no to the status quo as it is right now. Either we say, yes, we are satisfied with the Liberia we have now for ourselves, of our children, or no, we are not satisfied. We can say either by going into pool to vote or by protecting our vote with the little whatsoever we have that we will get. So I'm calling on every Liberian. This is not about Unity Party and CDC. This is about the Liberian, the people rising up, being frustrated on their leader who they have trusted, who they have hoped that he would have brought change. But instead, he's doing the contrary. So their hope and expectation have turned to frustration. So there is nowhere to say, well, you know why? I don't want to be part of this. Let us be part of it because we all belong to Liberia. Liberia is for every Liberians. We are entitled to every opportunity that Liberia provides. And this is a huge one that we will rise on our feet. Let us do everything that JNB will take leadership and lead us into transforming our country, Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Ketty. Mr. Bumbe, same question, right? But then, let's look at what you have to maybe tell our people about the choice that we have, which is, in my opinion, binary. I believe that there should be no if and then about the fact that we have to choose JMB. We have to choose number one. I mean, everybody wants to be number one.
Yeah.
You have your first choice on the field, but will you leave him and take your second choice? What do you think our people should do?
Well, thank you, Tommy. And like my great leaders have, emphasized on the need to make this decision. And it's a clear answer that everyone will say, you know what, there's not even a question to see because the evidence are there, the lifestyle, the country, the disorderliness. If you look at the disgruntled life that is happening around us, as though Liberia has become like a country that only the strongest can survive, and that came from our leader. Few months ago, I think it was sometime last year, the president said the citizens, everyone should protect themselves. How can a leader make such a statement?
CCTV camera for yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, CCTV camera. How can you protect yourself? If our prime minister or our, President Biden would say, "Let's every citizen protect themselves," can you imagine what would happen? That alone is telling you that you are out. That I'm not a leader, and the country should run by itself. So having an opportunity like this to say make that change, and the Americans are telling us that they will do everything to make this election peaceful. What I'm telling my people tonight is come out. That vote you have to come and make that change is the only time. In terms of complaining what's going to happen here and then now is that time on the 14th, you have another opportunity to make a change. I know there's a tendency that the second round of election always have a low turnout, but this one should be different. It should be clear. And one of the reasons that I notice that there's usually a low turnout is because a lot of representatives and senators, some of them were pushing their people, encouraging them to come in. Some of them won, some of them lost the election. So our voters would think that, you know what, it's no longer important. My candidate I was supporting, I was in the opposition, there were 20, presidential candidates. Now they are down to 2. And the rest of us is not important to me anymore, like one of my elder here said earlier on. But please, this time around, that should not be the case. That should not be the case. Come out, to make a choice, make the right choice. Come and vote for JMB, who have a plan, who have a system to move our country forward. Just a quick scenario. Let's look at our pen riders. Our young guys that are living on this or riding motorbike. It's a great career. But guess what? When this government took over, Ellen tried her best to put system in place to make sure that these guys are safe. When they're riding these things, they should not lose their life. They should not be getting involved on the main road. When this government took over, you say, you know what? Everybody do whatever you want. Go to the hospital now and see the amount of injuries, the death of our young people dying with this motorbike. Are you protecting us? Are we
Just to
having that
answer
protection
you,
as
Mr.
of yet?
Bunker, the day I was coming back to the States, traveling from Monrovia to Rawat Field, the
Yes.
international airport, there were two dead bodies on the road
Look at
in
that.
a busted vehicle. Yeah, the motorbike scattered. I don't know how that accident happened because the road is so bad. I don't know how it happened, but the car bumper was on the other side. You see the guys laying down near each other, the leg broken and just twisted like that, and they are
Can you
dead. They
imagine?
were
Yes.
dead laying down. That kind of
That family loss.
that's
That
exactly
family
what
is
we are talking about.
Lack of
that's
safety.
what we're talking about before.
Yeah.
And people would think, oh, it was the same thing. It was not like that. You know, the main role, and these are some of the things that the previous government tried. They put system in place because the main road from Ralphie Highway going all the way Broad Street, you couldn't see any, basic motorbike passing up and down. And it was for their own safety, for those kind to avoid this accident. And there were not many accidents. We couldn't hear about those things. But now everything is upside down, no law and order. Police person will be standing here, people butchering each other, no action.
Hmm.
How can you continue in this kind of life? Just ask yourself a question. They're standing right there. In the present, cars are jamming traffic, nobody doing anything. It's like, just what he said, my people, it's time that we come back, let the country come back to normal. We don't have a normal country. For those of us that comes down there once, let's talk to our people. There's a plan in place for this country, including our international community. They are watching. They want to come, but it cannot come in a lawless society like what we have right now. No investor going to come in our country looking at what we have. So my appeal tonight to our people back there, we are doing our part. Those of us that are in diaspora, and for those of us that can afford in Liberia, everybody is doing their part. That day, come and vote number one. Joseph Nyuma Boakai, the two men on the ballot. It's simple to identify. Come and vote on the 14th.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
And
I know.
just before you come here,
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
wanted
just
to
10 seconds. Go ahead.
yeah, I just want to put in this now. Tomorrow is our own day to do our voting. Since
Yes,
we can't
thank
go
you.
in Liberia, we
Yeah.
want to vote to say no to this government, to say no to
Hmm.
bad governance, to say no to corruption, to say
That's a
no
good one.
to lack of education, injustice, ritualistic and judicial killing and all this stuff by our $1, $2, $5, whatsoever we have tomorrow. We are calling on every Liberian in the diaspora who want transformation, who want change in Liberia. Come and say no tomorrow by protecting our vote with the cash that we receive, whatsoever it may be tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Reverend Keddy. And,
Yeah.
for my part, I know we are having a very, very good conversation. I know if we continue, we will be here the whole night, which is good,
I know.
right? So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so like Reverend Keddy said, we are asking our people to come tomorrow with whatever they have, so that we can contribute. And from the beginning, he also said that this particular campaign here is for the people. It's not just unity party as in unity party. There are a lot of us here who are not partisans, right? Like he mentioned. Um, Personally, I was sitting in the refugee camp in 2011 when I assisted the Unity Party with the 1 million text messages that went on in Liberia, and they were accusing all the network of supporting Unity Party at that time, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, when it was just a single young man sitting in a refugee camp. Okay, I did
What
that.
did you do?
I sent 1 million text messages to people
Wow.
in Monrovia and in Liberia. I did a
Wow.
text message campaign from my bedroom in the Burundi refugee camp. Nobody knew me.
Wow.
I didn't want any recognition, but
Yeah.
we did that, to support Ellen Johnson's Sirleaf campaign on the eve of the election in 2011, and the whole Monrovia went wild. People getting personalized text messages from EJS directly
Yeah.
to their phone, appealing to them that it will hold. That was the message in it. And I
It
did it.
will hold.
So let's
Yeah.
do that again for Joseph Boaka.
Yes,
That can
we
be
can
one
do
of
it.
our campaign
Yes,
for Joseph Boaka. Let's send 1 million or 1.5 million messages on
yes,
individual phones in Liberia. Let's do it. Let's
yes.
do it.
It is
We can
possible.
do it.
You
Yes.
know, it is
We will work
possible.
on
It
it.
can happen,
Yes.
right? So we did that, and we were not partisan. I was doing my different thing. I was just in my IT world, right?
Yeah.
But we did that, right? and
Right.
and we are doing it again in a different way, supporting the campaign process behind the scene. If we had not put up this platform, people will not see some of us faces, but it's
Yeah.
good that we are showing the faces to show to the rescue team that there are people in the background supporting this rescue mission, and we are calling on Liberians in the diaspora to be able to continue to support this rescue mission. We did it in the first round. We can even do it bigger now in the second round. And
Yeah.
our people back home, we're calling on you. Get out there on the 14th. Vote like your life depends on it. And it actually depends on it. And when you
It
vote,
does.
vote number one. Jeremiah Kun and the Pape, Joseph Boakai, they are our number one choice. And with
Yeah.
them, our country is bound to succeed. With
Right.
that, I want to thank you all, my panelists tonight. I want you to take 30 seconds each, starting with Chairman Fellow to Reverend Ketty, and then Thomas will take us home. Give our people your parting comments tonight. Let them know how appreciative you are and encourage them to join the fundraising tomorrow.
My Liberian people, I'm reaching out to you this final time to first of all thank you for tuning in to this platform. I want to appeal to you to bring your resources to participate in this fundraiser, however way you can, however amount you can afford. Bring your contribution to support the rescue mission. Like the other panelists said, let tomorrow be our voting. Those of you who cannot go to Monrovia to cast your ballot or Liberia to cast your ballot, let your contribution be your ballot that you will be casting come November 14. Because we don't want to see what we are seeing. We don't want to continue to see what we are seeing in Liberia. And so we have to cast a ballot that will be significant, substantial to bring about that change. It's a one round, simple majority. It's not percentage again, where a whole lot of people were in a race and they were distributing percentage based on number of people voted. One simple majority for your ballot you will be casting tomorrow, your cash ballot that you will be casting tomorrow, calling that number, making your cash app contribution, making your SendWave contribution, making your e-transfer contribution, making your pay ID contribution will make a significant difference, a big difference in Liberia. November 14, before November 14, we'll have people going, crossing the rivers, reaching in the villages and towns, and engaging people to make sure that they cast their vote. They understand that number one position on the ballot. Joseph Barker, Jeremiah Kuhn, number one. Joseph Barker, Jeremiah Kuhn, number one. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Chairman Fellow. Reverend Ketty?
Yes, well, I just want to call every one of you, our fellow Liberians, especially in the diaspora. Let us know that the common denominator we have is Liberia. And our Constitution have given us the power to usher in our leaders. And if our leader fail us, we also have the power to alter those leaders out of power. There's an opportunity that we have to alter leaders that we have put in power in Liberia to bring hope, transformation, and changes because they have failed, so that we can usher in a new leadership under the guidance of Joe and Barkai and Jeremiah Kuhn. Tomorrow, It's an opportunity for us. We have done it before. I trust the resiliency of Liberian everywhere. I believe in us. If we want to do it, we can do it. From Australia, all the European countries, US, whatsoever you are, Canada, let us come out tomorrow. We have done it in the past. Let us speak with our little amount of money, whatsoever it is. If that $50, $25, whatsoever, let us speak and tell our people that we are with you. As you vote, we are not able to vote, but we are giving this so that your vote can be protected, that we can have a new Liberia, a Liberia that we can be proud of, a Liberia that we all can go and have visitation, vacation, a Liberia that our children, when they ask, oh, Papa, where are you from? You say, let's go, so that we have a new Liberia. I want to thank you so much for what you have done in the past. Tomorrow again, let us do it so that our people back home, when they vote, their vote will be protected, that we will have a new government and new leadership in Liberia. I thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Last sacrifice, do it tomorrow. Don't sit on that money, whatsoever it is, bring it out tomorrow. Come on, let's do it. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Reverend Keddy. Those are powerful words. Mr. Bombe, your closing comments for tonight.
Thank you. It's always, sometimes it's good to be the last after all the best ideas have been put on the table. I'm very grateful. But anyways, Chairman Fellow and Reverend Keddy, and of course you, Tommy, I want to say I'm very grateful. Thank you for your time. On a very short notice, you show up and promoted this event tonight. It's wonderful. This is a beginning, and there's more to come. Tomorrow is a day. We have said a lot. We continue to encourage all of you tomorrow to come on. And once again, every effort, every donation that you'll be making will be recognized, and the record will be given to the public. We have a trusted, incredible team of people that we are working with, because our standard bearer, JMB, warned us, told us about transparency, because that's his key. That's the key of what his administration will do. So whoever working with him, you have to be transparent and you have to be credible. So far, we are grateful for the team of people that we're working with, starting from the top of Honorable John Mon, who have been designated to spearhead the finance department of the campaign. Tomorrow, your donation will be going directly to the needed purpose, to protect the vote, like we said earlier on. We need witnesses. We need our witnesses. We need people that are going to be standing over that vote. When these people walk in the rain to go out there and vote for JMB on the 14th, we also want to make sure that that vote is not stolen. There are so many small rats around. We can see they are hunting everywhere. We don't want that vote, the ballot, to drop somewhere. One of the rats will pick it up. People will be staying there. By the time they put their hands somewhere, somebody will knock and say, no, that ballot is not going anywhere. So that's why we are doing this tomorrow. Come around, come with your resources to protect the vote on the 14th for GMB. Number one, to our people in Liberia, those that have the opportunity to vote. So your donation tomorrow will highly be appreciated. Again, don't forget about the platform that we're going to be on. Just to emphasize, it'll be posted on this Rescue Mission Canada Facebook page. It's going to be on there. Class Reloaded, it's going to be on there, just in case you're having difficulties finding us tomorrow. Here is a flyer. Take a picture of it. You see Unity Party USA Canada Global Fundraising Crunch Time 50. If you look it up tomorrow on Facebook, look for Class Reloaded. It's going to be a big platform. Or search the platform that you are watching right now. It's also going to be on it tomorrow. So there are so many options you can find us. Or you can take the number now, just call tomorrow. Even if you're not listening, if you are at work, you're probably busy at the time, take the numbers on there. If you're in the US, the Zelle and the Cash App numbers, just call in and you'll be recognized, you'll be live on the air as you give your donation. If you choose to remain anonymous, you don't want to be known, it's also appreciated when you send your donation. Let us know that you don't want to be identified, you don't want your name known. Thanks to all of those, we have received a lot of anonymous donors that have been given a lot. So please continue to give. If you do want to be identified in public, we appreciate it. It will still serve the purpose. So thank you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It was a great program, and we're looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. If you missed the live event, go out and watch the entire show. There were a lot of good discussions, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a good night or good day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bumbe, and thank you, Chairman Fellow. Thank you, Reverend Keddy. It's been a pleasure, hosting you all here tonight. My name is Tommy Island Jr. For those of you watching us, this platform is here to stay. UP USA Canada online platform. We encourage you to join us and share our videos, spread it so that a lot of people can be able to watch us. Chairman Fellow, you want to say one more thing?
No. I just want to thank you. Just want to thank you for what you have done for bringing up this platform, and we encourage you to send out 1.5 million text messages out.
We'll get it done.
John,
We'll do it. It will work.
Thank you so much, and thanks everyone for watching. And God bless you. We will be here again another day.
God bless you.
Procon 2023. We tie away your life, Buka dancer. They push killing us, Buka dancer. Corruption killing us, Buka dancer. You must go away a story, Buka dancer.